How are you doing, guys? Welcome to the I'm Toby's YouTube channel. This is the first video and I thought that we just go through 10 things that you might not know about me. If you're coming from social media, things like TikTok and Instagram, welcome, and if you've never seen me before, welcome, lucky you. Before we get into my amazing, interesting life, I'd like to ask you to just hit subscribe, like this video, comment, share, do all the YouTube stuff. That would really, really mean a lot to me. As I said, this is the first video. Let's try and start something special. I feel cringy. Okay then, starting off with number one, and it's probably the most obvious one. The clue is in the name, blind Tobes. I am in fact blind. So I'm registered blind. I have a condition called retinitis pigmentosa, or RP for short. I'm not fully blind in the sense that I see nothing or black, but I'm pretty close to it. I just see changes in light and some shapes if the contrast is right. So this will be the platform where I talk a lot more about being blind, what that entails, how I do certain things like making a cup of coffee, or people like to know how I wipe, but maybe that won't be covered for a very long time. I'm sure that you've got lots of questions about blindness and blind people, so if you do, drop them down below and I'll see what I can do. I'll make a video on it. There'll be loads and loads of videos, lots of blind content, and yeah, we'll see what we can do. We'll get through them. Okay, number two, and this ties in with content again a little bit. I play blind football, not professionally. I've only just started as of March 2022, I think, so I've been playing a couple of months now and I'm developing really well. I play in the development league for Brighton, and we're looking at getting into the Premier League. So I've played about a game and a half in the Premier League, so limited experience, but this will be the platform for me to capture my journey into the first team and hopefully one day playing for England. The World Cup is next year in 2023, so let's see if I can develop enough to put my name down, you know, let's see if I can get there. As I'm sure you've guessed already, blind football is a crazy sport, and I'll be bringing you training sessions, matches, and some of my personal highlights, whether they're good or bad. Mostly bad at this point. But yeah, the game's crazy. It's the hardest sport that I've ever played, and I'm a very sporty person. It's similar to regular football, but kind of a different sport altogether. So yeah, look forward to that content coming soon, and fingers crossed I don't get injured. Número 3. I don't speak Spanish, that's not the next one. The next one is I have just graduated uni with a first class degree, happy days, in counselling psychology. People are often surprised when they hear I do counselling psychology. I come across like a sporty person, but yeah, I love things like mental health and I'm very passionate about it. So studied counselling psychology, just finished. So I'm very happy with that. I studied at Chichester, which is an amazing university. Their accessibility department was incredible to me, and I will be forever grateful to Chichester, not just for uni but the city, because it's treated me so well. I'll be sure to do content around university, my experiences, how I adapted to that lifestyle, how I lived by myself, and also elements of my course. As I said, I'm very passionate about mental health, so maybe I'll do some content around that as well. Number 4, tying in with university and Chichester, I now live in Chichester. I loved the city so much that I decided to stay down here. But I'm originally from an area called Hertfordshire, which is just north of London. And yeah, that's where all my family is. I go back there every now and then to see them. So yeah, I'm a long way away from home and I miss everyone, but I love it down here. Number 5. And this is going to be controversial to a lot of people, so I'm very sorry, don't hate me, but I am a massive Chelsea fan. I absolutely adore Chelsea. They're a massive part of my life and have been for coming up to 20 years now. You know, I live for the weekends where I can watch the Premier League, and yes, I said watch, even though I'm blind. We'll get into that in some other videos, I guess. But yes, I absolutely love football. I live for the weekends. I love going to the pub and having a few beers, watching the games. And when Chelsea won the Champions League last year, 2021, last year, getting ahead of myself, I was the happiest boy on the planet. Number 6. So we know that I live in Chichester, but I live here with my lovely girlfriend Natalie. She is the angel of my life. She's an absolute lifesaver. I couldn't be doing what I'm doing without her. I couldn't have built the following on platforms like TikTok without her. She is the soul of everything I do. And I'm so grateful for her. Hopefully we'll be getting her in some videos soon. She'll be doing the editing for this. Maybe Nat, you want to pop a bit of text on the screen saying hi? I don't know. Don't know if your editing skills are there yet because it's early days. But yeah, Natalie is an angel in my life and I love her so much. Number 7, a fun story about me back when I was younger. So I used to be a sprinter back in the day. I used to run me 100 metres. I was still visually impaired, but not fully blind. So yeah, I used to run, and I had aspirations of going to the Paralympics in 2020, or as it was 2021. But unfortunately, on track when I was 15, I did end up breaking my hip, and my hip's kind of never been the same since. I don't really have the power in it, unfortunately, anymore, so I can't go back to sprinting. But that was the most painful day of my life, and I was on crutches for months and really struggled to even do things like get out of bed. So maybe I'll delve a little bit deeper into that one day as well. Cats, 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 cats. Number 8, and this is an interesting one. Although I'm blind, I don't have a guide dog, I just use my cane. But funnily enough, I'm probably more of a cat person. I've got a little kitty at home called Pepper, and I adore her, and my girlfriend Natalie has a few cats at her place as well, and they're little rascals, but I love them. And yeah, I adore cats. Any cat, I love them, and they seem to gravitate towards me. I do love dogs as well, but because I've had more experiences with cats, I'd probably say that I'm a cat person. One day, however, later down the line, I will probably get a guide dog, and maybe that'll be some good content for you. I know we all love guide dog puppies, but at the minute I'm really comfortable with my cane. I'm confident with my cane, and I cause mayhem in the streets and I enjoy that a little bit, to be fair. So yeah, one day we'll get a guide dog, and I'll take you guys through that process when I decide to do so. Moving on now, we have got number 8, and if you can see the logo on my t-shirt, it might be quite obvious to you. If you can't see, I don't know if it's in frame actually. I didn't frame this obviously because I cannot see, but I'm wearing Gymshark. I'm a massive gym rat, or as massive as I can be. I'm quite inconsistent these days, but I love fitness. Anything from functional training or bodybuilding type training, I love it. Strength work, absolutely anything. You'll find me in the weight section of the gym quite often, and a lot of my friends come from there. Big shout out to the gym group in Chichester. They are absolutely amazing. That's some more content that I'll dive into if you guys are interested, how I access the gym, what that gym actually does for me. So, you know, how they help me access different things and navigate the gym. And also maybe what splits I do. If you're interested in knowing how I stay in shape, what kind of workouts I do, what my favourite exercises are, we can get into that. Penultimately then, we have number 9, and it's going to be about music. Being blind, listening to things is really a big sense of enjoyment for myself. And I love music. And I'll give you 3 of my favourite bands. So I love indie, I'm an indie boy, and I love the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Keen, which is an out there one, but that's got kind of sentimental value in my life, shall we say, and Kasabian. They're my 3 favourites. Anything indie I really enjoy, things like the Arctic Monkeys. I do dabble in a little bit of pop, a little bit of current stuff, maybe a bit of R&B, hip hop, but my roots will always be indie. Number 10, finally. I know if you've got through this far, thank you very much for watching. You're probably sick of me already, that's fine if you are, but I'm going to talk to you about my favourite TV shows. My favourite TV show of all time is Breaking Bad. I think it's fantastic. It's one of those ones that I can watch over and over again, and I wouldn't get bored of it, even though I know what's coming up. I love it, honestly. Now you may be wondering, how does a blind person watch TV? And that'll be another video for another day. I know I'm feeding all of this for the future. I'm playing the long game with this video. But it's something called audio description. It describes or narrates everything that's happening, whether it's facial expressions, or if a character's gesturing, or the scenery around them. So yeah, that's how I access it. It can be tedious sometimes, but you get used to it. And the missus, Natalie, she likes it now as well. She even uses audio description when I'm not there so that she can turn away and fall asleep to it. Following on from Breaking Bad is one of my other favourite series, and I get compared to this person all the time. It's Daredevil. For those of you who don't know, Daredevil is a blind superhero from the Marvel Universe, and he does lots of cool things like flips, which I cannot do. But he's blind, and people always say, "Oh, you like Daredevil then?" No, I'm not. It's one of those series that I can go back to again and again, just like Breaking Bad, and never get bored. I even got my dad into it. We never finished it, so Dad, if you're watching, we will get through it one day, I promise. So there you go, there's 10 things about me. Now, I may be blind and I may be called Blind Tobes, but there's a hell of a lot more to me than just being blind. And hopefully I'll get that message across to you on this YouTube channel. Lots and lots of more videos to come. Keep your eyes peeled. My aim really on social media, just like it is on TikTok and Instagram, you can find me there at Blind Tobes, is to break down those barriers and those stereotypes that people have about blind people. You know, I've been discriminated against in the past and had prejudices put on me. And I'd like to try and tackle them and make people see that blind people are just like normal people. We just have a very different way of doing things. As I said at the beginning of the video, guys, please do all the YouTube stuff, like, share, comment, subscribe, turn the notification bell on all the YouTube stuff. I'd really appreciate it, and hopefully this is the start of something absolutely gorgeous, do you know what I mean? You guys take care of yourselves, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye bye! Don't put that in, if you put that in there, I will.